Something is sitting between you and someone you care about. You know what it is. They probably know what it is. Neither of you is saying it. In the streets of Nairobi, from the bedsitters of Roysambu to the office blocks of Westlands, we are trained in the art of the smooth surface. We nod, we smile, and we pretend. We call it maintaining the peace. We call it protecting the relationship. But let us be intellectually honest, we are not protecting the relationship, we are protecting ourselves from the discomfort of a single conversation while slowly poisoning the connection with everything we are refusing to say. Welcome back. Today, we are not looking for quick fixes or hollow affirmations. We are here to perform a primary source analysis of the human condition. We are here to talk about the silent toxin of avoidance and why, according to the architecture of Stoic discipline, conflict is not the enemy of trust, it is its only possible foundation. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations that everything which happens justly. If a relationship is failing, it is not by accident, it is by the slow, incremental accumulation of swallowed irritations. Look at the mist between Juma and Oteno. In our story, this isn't just a visual metaphor. It is a representation of what Seneca described as the invisible weight of the unsaid. Every day that passes without the conversation, the thing gets slightly larger, slightly heavier, slightly more charged, and the relationship beneath its surface gets slightly worse. Pause here. I want you to sit with a moment of discomfort. Think of a person in your life right now, a brother, a business partner, a friend. When was the last time you swallowed a truth because you were afraid of the vibe changing? When you swallow that irritation, it does not disappear. It builds into a toxic sludge of resentment that colors every subsequent interaction. When you tolerate a boundary violation without speaking, you aren't being chill. You are training the other person that the boundary doesn't exist. You are effectively lying to them about who you are and what you need. Is that kindness? Or is it a form of cowardice we've dressed up as politeness? When avoidance becomes the standard operating procedure, the relationship ceases to be a connection and becomes a performance. Look at the puppet strings. Both men are playing a version of themselves. They are performing the good friend or the easygoing partner. But underneath the tile floor of that restaurant, a massive, pitch-black crack has opened up. The surface looks smooth, but the distance is growing. Stoicism makes a radical claim about the architecture of human suffering. Most of our pain comes from our attachment to the mask. We fear that if we speak the truth, the relationship will end. But look at the reality of the highway, the thicker road of our lives. Most relationships end not because hard conversations happened, but because they didn't. Silence is not a shield. It is a slow-acting venom. It is time to stop pretending that your silence is kindness. It is time to develop the intellectual courage to face the fire. Here is the counterintuitive truth: conflict handled well builds trust. It does not destroy it, it constructs it. Why? Because when you bring a difficult truth to someone with care, honesty, and genuine concern, you are proving that the relationship can handle reality. Think about the people you trust most. Are they the ones who always agree with you? Or are they the ones who have proven they can survive honesty? Most people have plenty of porcelain masked relationships, fragile, fake, and superficial. But the relationships that matter, the ones that are battle-ready for actual life, are the ones that have been through the fire of conflict and emerged intact. Trust is the realization that the other person values the truth of the connection more than the comfort of the moment. Epictetus taught that philosophy is not a collection of theories, but a set of practices, tasks, or disciplined training. To move from the grey mist to the golden pillar, you must master 3 specific tactical maneuvers. 1. Lead with experience, not judgment. In the actual battles of life, your opening move determines the terrain. To lead with judgment is an attack. It forces the other person into a defensive crouch. But to lead with your experience, I have been feeling disconnected, is an invitation. It is an act of vulnerability that requires genuine interior calm. It shifts the focus from their failure to the reality of the relationship. 2. Listen to understand, not to respond. Most difficult conversations fail because both people are trying to be heard at the same time. Your job is not to win the argument. Your job is to understand what the other person is actually saying, including the parts they might not be saying well. This requires you to affiliate with truth rather than your own ego. 3. The joint exercise. The conversation is not a zero-sum game. It is a collaborative problem-solving session. If you enter a room requiring the other person to fully capitulate, you are not having a conversation, you are staging an ambush. A true Stoic approaches conflict as a joint exercise in clarity. Timing matters. Seneca warned against acting while the emotional charge is high. Wait until you are in a state of equanimity, where you can approach the issue with care rather than aggression. But do not wait indefinitely. Indefinite waiting is just avoidance with a justification. This philosophy is not something you own by watching this video. It only becomes yours through the discipline of the act. I have a challenge for you. Tonight or tomorrow morning, identify one grey mist in your life. One truth you have been swallowing. One boundary you have allowed to be blurred. I want you to commit, in the comments below, to having that conversation. Not with aggression, but with the intellectual courage we discussed today. Share with us, what is the hardest part of this for you? Is it the fear of the reaction? Or the discomfort of being seen? I will be reading every comment. We are in this shared practice together. The wound's language can leave are real, but the silence that follows is what kills. Choose the fire. Build the trust. Become undefeatable by affiliating with the truth. I'll see you in the next one.